looking in the gilt-framed mirror and patting her tousled curls. "No, miss." Dora's own reflection, her straight hair and lopsided cap, made Beatrix reach up her hand to pull the cap straight. "He went in to see Mrs. Fawcett in the sitting-room, just after receiving the afternoon post, and they had a fresh pot of tea." "Really?" Beatrix glanced at the clock again. Not yet 3 o'clock, and they were having tea? Her parents were normally predictable and had tea at 4, and why didn't they ask her if she'd like to join them? Dora hadn't said there was any hurry, so she hunted for a bookmark to keep the place in the novel she was reading. Not that it was terribly interesting, she mused. A Gothic novel, written in several parts as many were nowadays, but not keeping her full attention. She might hunt out something else later. Perhaps Dickens. He never failed to hold her interest, and it was alleged that he took the plots from his own life. She closed the door behind her and walked slowly down the stairs. Her mother must have heard her, for she came out of the study, much to Beatrix's astonishment, as she rarely entered the sanctity of her husband's room, and stood waiting at the bottom of the stairs. She began to whisper. "Now you must, carefully, giving an answer." Her voice dropped even lower as she leaned towards Beatrix's ear. "Don't give your immediate—" "I can't hear you, Mamma. What did you say? Have you got a sore throat?" Her mother shook her head and went on murmuring, "Just listen and don't— might be better than—" "I don't know what you're saying, Mamma. Is Father in his study? Yes? I'll go in." She knocked sharply on her father's door, but didn't open it until she heard his tobacco-thickened voice instructing her to enter. "Father," she said, "is Mother all right? She seems rather agitated." "Oh, well," he sighed, leaning back in his chair. "That's your mother all over. Any little change, and Mrs. Fawcett thinks the world will fall apart." Beatrix frowned. "And has something changed?" "Sit down, Beatrix." He indicated a chair with the stem of his pipe. "We have a proposition to think on." "Have we?" She lowered herself into the battered leather chair. "And does Mother not like it?" Whether her mother liked it or not wasn't relevant in any case, she thought. Whatever the proposition was, if her father thought it suitable, applicable or valid, then that is what it would be, no matter her opinion on the matter. She interlocked her fingers and waited whilst her father found his tinder box and matches, filled his pipe, and tamped down the tobacco before lighting it, then waited again for the hemp and tobacco to begin to smoulder. He drew on it carefully until a satisfactory curl of smoke rose from the bowl. "He could have done this whilst he was waiting for me to come downstairs," she contemplated. "Unless, of course, he thinks that I like to watch the theatre of it, which I don't. Nasty, choking performance." Her father gave a grunt, which she supposed was the answer to the question she'd asked, and then turned to her. "Not every father of daughters would ask their opinion on an important matter," he began. "But it behoves me to do so as I have only one daughter. Had my son, your brother Thomas, been here, I might have discussed it with him first, but as he is away in Ireland—" he rumbled on. "Why is it that my parents feel the need to explain relationships?" Beatrix considered touchily. "I know that Thomas is my brother and is presently abroad, just as I know that he's my father's son, and that my mother is also Thomas's mother. I also know that I'm an only daughter. I really don't feel the need for further clarification of our happy family." "And what subject is giving you concern, Father?" she asked passively, "given the fact that you don't really need another opinion on it." "Well, it was this letter which came today." He reached across his desk to pick up an envelope.